lovely little bit of music to start our 10th episode of World on the Fly. Dee-dee-dum, coming you from somewhere on the other side of the world. I haven't set anything up because that's the whole idea of World on the Fly. Don't set anything up. I do what you do. I just look for things. But I make sense out of it, whereas you don't. Because you only have an 8.5-second attention span. I don't want to be too critical. That's not your fault. It's because of mobile phones. I'm trying to get a younger audience. I'd like 25 to 40 these days. I know the teenagers more because their attention span is only 3 seconds. That's because of games. We can get rid of the music now, can we? Yeah. This is serious. We don't want any background noises to distract us. Now, we left you in episode 9, which my producers pointed out to me was nearly 3 years ago. Well, COVID intervened, you see, and I had a bit of a rest. Who am I? Don't worry about it. Just pay attention. Are you listening? You're paying attention out there in internet land? Because what you're looking at now on your screen is the world island. Have you ever heard of a geopolitician? Do you know what a geopolitician is? Let's look it up. We'll go to Wikipedia for that. Always go to Wikipedia for definitions. Shouldn't I do that? I've been told that Wikipedia is just done by people, and it may not be authoritative, you know. But who does really know anything? Everyone is very enamored with science these days. You know, science has got the answer to everything. A politician stands up, and the first thing he says is, "We'd like to do that project, but we have to check the science." Now, I forgot what I was looking up. That's the problem. I can go back here and remind myself. Oh, yeah, world island. Oh, yeah, geopolitics. Geopolitics. Isn't it great how someone like me is just doing a natural presentation without any editing? Just goes to show that it's keeping it real, mate. A little bit of entertainment doesn't hurt because people don't want to be serious all the time. Now, geopolitics is the study of the effects of Earth's geography, human and physical, on politics and international relations. I would shorten it and say that a geopolitician is only interested in 2 things. People. Let's see what people look like. Images, bang. These are people. You might have heard of them taking over the world. People and materials or resources, because to a geopolitician there's no trees or rocks or water or anything. There's just resources and labor coming from the people. So when there's too many people, well, they need to be culled just like animals, and when there's not enough resources, well, they need to be found like oil. And what we're looking at here are examples of man's devastation, which I've shown you in the last episode. But we're going to start from the beginning, because a lot of people are very confused about what I'm trying to talk about. Because what I'm trying to talk about is very complex, and you've got to start somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the jungle, okay? And this is the jungle here. Now, if you zoom into the jungle of the Congo, you might think that none of that jungle has ever been developed, and there might not be any people in there at all, just animals. But as I zoom in, you see the names here on the areas of jungle, which are sort of towns or something like that. And that's because they're in the jungle trying to retrieve the resources which the geopoliticians need in order to apply the labor to it so they can make something which they can sell and make a profit. So if I zoom into that jungle again, you'll notice these lime green areas all through the Congo. These are devastation areas where they're taking out trees, and it's usually along the rivers and creeks. I did mention this once before in one of my earlier videos, but I wasn't in the Congo at that time. I was in Kalimantan, or former Borneo. This time I'm zooming in along rivers and showing you the devastation of the logging that occurs in those areas. A lot of it's blocked out by cloud, but you can see there's clearly the logging there. Look at that. All these brown and lime green areas are trees which have been taken out for cattle grazing. And then the cattle are brought to this road here. Guess what's along the road? Houses. Very primitive houses, admittedly. But these people are trying to make a living out of grazing cattle on these blanked off areas, which regrow very quickly. And that's why it takes a long time to destroy a rainforest. You have to be really good at persevering at it. You have to go for a long, long time. Now, one of my policies in World on the Fly is to make them short, right? And I notice that I've gone over my 4 minutes. So I'm going to go to episode 11. And in episode 11, we're going to talk about the world island. I've just given you a prelude as to how this gray area and brown area from basically the east coast of Siberia right through to the west coast of Africa, as north as far as Spain and Kazakhstan, and as south as far as Yemen and northern India, has been devastated by this need for materials to be processed into anything as quickly as possible by as many people as possible. We call that the economy. We're going to get to that later. But now, we just have a little bit of music to fade out because it's all a bit of fun. Well, I say that because I know that you people are very hard to talk to. You know, you don't really have a lot of experience and interest in things like this. So I have to leave you with a little bit of music so that it didn't hurt too much. See you next time.